Alright, YouTube. So, for today's video, I'm gonna be doing something, a little slight change up. I know I do normally queen testings and showing what's the best for the queen, what's the best for the build, general things like that. But I'm gonna be doing a queen testing today again, but I'm also gonna do more than just the queen testing. I'm gonna do the queen run. Then I want to show you what the gun is capable of and what the build is capable of in general. Because the build I use has just lots of things that people constantly ask me, well, what's that for and what's that for and why do you have this? This I haven't seen that before. That doesn't do damage. Then why do you have it on? Yada yada yada. And I'm gonna explain all that today. Tier's video he made today. Make sure you guys go check that out if you guys are just wanting the most efficient, best stealth commando build or best build in general. It's very easy to build. It doesn't require so much grinding and legendary cards like mine does. You can get it very easily and you can do just as much damage as me. It's very easy to build. He took a lot of time to make it. It's a pretty lengthy video, but it was well thought through and very in depth. Make sure you check that out if you really want, just some really, really down good advice. Other than that, I will show why I have some of these perks in my tree and why, if you're running my build, you'll have no trouble running at 10 HP if you wanted to, which I've done a video or two on that. I literally ran at like 10 HP and killed the queen and took damage but didn't even die. I've done it. You can go watch it. The build I have, you don't have to worry about your survivability. And I know people think, if you're the best sneak commando build, like you have to worry about survivability. Well, my build, it kind of gets tiring sneaking around all the time. For playing this game for almost 2 years, it gets really boring when I have to crouch around everywhere. I don't want to have to crouch around everywhere. And I don't think you do either. Like, if you're doing the queen fight, you have to sneak around, okay? You want to do a solo queen, solo earl, sneak around, that's what stealth commando's for. It's fine. That's what you need to. Other than that, you're not going to be sneaking around in Uranium Fever, especially when the legendary spawns on the other side of the room, or Land of the Sand, other things like that, silos. You want to be able to use other guns and weaponry with this build and be able to do more than just sneak around the entire time. And you're going to need survivability because you're going to get shot, you're going to get hit. You need survivability. So I'm going to show you not only the one I run and how its survivability is, but I'm also going to show you another variant I have never shown before on this channel, or to anyone in general, that just adds on top of it. But, and that being said, I'll show you the perk cards. This is what I've been running the past couple of videos. I just run, and my strength's 13, and I know Tier, and for the most everyone that runs Commando, only runs 2 for Bandolier. But I can assure you, for me personally, I run Queens, Earls every single day, every single night, as much as possible, and I do them to the max. I do them fully buffed, fully chemmed. I don't do a single run without being chemmed or buffed. And I carry around a lot of chems, and a lot of food, a lot of buffs for myself, because I'm constantly doing these fights, especially if I'm doubling up, nuking Earl and the Queen, and then doing, 3, 4, 5 fights in a server. I carry around a lot of chems. You could argue I could use the chem backpack, but I do not use the chem backpack. I'm using the food backpack because I carry around, obviously I carry around water, I carry around my mudfruit tea, white soup, company tea. I carry around food that just gets heavy. And I'd rather not have to put them in my stash because that's where I keep my script, which, because the script limit's higher, I have to keep more things in there. And I don't want to take up that space with chems or food. And I'm not putting food on the mule because it's going to spoil, or it may not spoil actually, but I don't want to keep switching characters when I want more food. And I'm not going to throw on Through Hiker because I'm not a food build and I don't need Through Hiker in there. It's going to take up space that I can use for other better things. Strength gives me the carry weight, which I'm always well below my carry weight. And it allows me to put stuff survivability like Barbarian. The damage resist is very important, especially because when you're in the queen fight and she spawns mobs that are just shooting randomly in your direction, you're gonna get hit. And so you want that damage resist so that in case you're not paying attention, you can tank enough of that damage, that ranged ballistic damage, and you can be okay. Also, when you're just doing other events that are not boss fights and you don't want to sneak around, you're going to get shot at, and this really, really helps to have Barbarian on. It's really great survivability. It is not a dead card in any way, shape, or form. Like a lot of people say it is. It is definitely not a dead card. People on Reddit are brain dead. They don't know what they're talking about, alright? This is not a dead card. This is a great card to run. Sturdy frame, it's quality of life. But then again, I had those extra 2 points. I could move them. Could move it to somewhere else. Not really seeing where, as my damage is maxed out and my survival probabilities already maxed out. My luck's already at base of 33. So as you can see, there's nowhere else for me to move it. I have nothing else I want to put on there. So I'm putting Sturdy Frame because I do wear Secret Service that's fully modded, so it does help make my thing lighter from carry weight. Bandolier, that's a given. I'm carrying over 9 or 10k Ultra 45s at a time, so I need this. Blocker. Events where enemies have melee like ghouls in Rad Rumble. Mole miners, even the Scorch Beast Queen. I know, when I solo, like, oh, I know if you're sneaking, why do you need that, bro? Even I'm a little bit surprised here didn't address this, but I mean, his video was it's general. It's just meant for you to have a good build to build off of, because obviously, the way fights go and the way RNG goes in this game with fights and whatnot, it's always going to work differently. So he couldn't really go into that much detail, but Rad Scorpions and Mole Rats, it doesn't matter if you have full Unyoving with a sneak card maxed out with full harder to detect. You are not going to get past a Mole Rat or a Rad Scorpion. If they spawn in a queen fight, you're going to get caught. And in his video, you see him get caught by a Rad Scorpion at one point. But he killed it fast, which is what you're supposed to do. But when the Rad Scorpion and the Mole Rat find you, which they will because Bethesda is stupid and they make 2 very, very, very weak, annoying creatures have the most insane perception. There's no way to get past. They're like the only 2 creatures in this game that you cannot escape from are those 2 creatures. Once they find you, you kill them quick or they go underground and you're in danger. And in the case you're not quick enough or you get staggered and they go back underground, well, the queen sees you now and she's going to smack you most likely if you're within her range. The Yao Guai, all those enemies that are melee, are gonna be there. They're gonna smack you. If you do not have a blocker, well, I hate to say this, but you're gonna die. No matter what your HP is, if you're a bloodied build and you're at the bloodied rage threshold 20% or lower, you don't have blocker, for sure, you're gonna either die or you're gonna take a massive amount of damage still. Even with blocker and Wanderer, you're still gonna take massive damage from melees, because melees are one of the most powerful attacks in this game that you can take damage from. That's why I have it on there. It's a must run. I have it for all my builds, especially this one. So that's why I have blocker on there for emergency situations. Queen can't kill me. She can't really damage me. I can just kill the thing, get back into the action, I'm fine. Commando's pretty simple. I know it's all additive, but even though the Pip-Boy may do only a 2 or 3 damage difference per rank, if you calculate the output before the damage resistances, you're getting around 16% between 2 different number outcomes, even though the Pip-Boy numbers only show either like a 2 or 3 damage difference. The output they make after multipliers is going to be a completely significant big difference. So I have Master Commando Max, Ground Pounders 20%, and you'll see why in a second. For that good hipfire accuracy, so the queen spawns, I can just keep tapping at her so that she can come my direction, and the reload speed's faster in case quick hand doesn't proc. Tank killer, you gotta do armor pen in this game. If you aren't ignoring armor in this game, then you're not gonna do any damage. This is a massive portion of damage right here is armor penetration. maxes out, it must be on here for damage. Commando, maxed out, pretty simple. Expert Commando, maxed out once again. Concentrated Fire, this got nerfed, slash fixed, so you really only need one rank. It does the same as the other ranks, so it pretty much the same, if it's very small difference. So just use one Concentrated Fire so you can target different limbs, headshots. Always, if you're a stealth commando, you want headshots, alright? Unless it's a robot, you definitely want headshots. Otherwise, robots like Sheep Squatch and whatnot, you want to shoot torsos. People argue the combat piece they have on there, but that piece is a very tanky piece on them. The torsos where they're the weakest. So other than the torso, all of the creatures just use Concentrated Fire for the headshot. Radical. Again, I have nowhere else to put this for now. Maybe I'll put more effort and I'll look where I need to put these things and I'll change Sturdy Frame and Radical for now. I'm at 20% or lower, so all that radiation I have on me gives me more carry weight. And I know a lot of people that argue, no Radical, put your strength down. But yet they're the ones complaining that they're always overweight all the time. Maybe use Radical and maybe use some quality of life to reduce that weight. Like, come on, bro. I have nowhere else to put mine, so I can have it on there. But for you, it's your excuse. You should be putting that on there. So Radical just gives me that extra strength. Because I have nowhere else to put it. And I could put, say I could take Sturdy Frame and Radical and turn it into, Chem Fiend for boss fights. If you use Chem Fiend for boss fights, and you're doing double runs, and you nuke the Queen, or you gotta nuke Earl first, but after you nuke Earl once, you nuke the Queen, Earl will spawn, and if you do it right, and you're using a quad, and you're doing these speed runs very, very efficiently, max rank of Chem Fiend will last your chems for over 5 minutes. So if you can use it right when the Queen spawns, and you can kill the Queen within a minute and a half, you can go right over to Earl, and the mine will still be a minute or two before dropping, and you can get in there, and you could still have your chems active without having to waste more chems. And you could take out 2 bosses with just 1 of each chem. So if you're good at making use of things and you're very, very fast and efficient speed killing, that's a good drill and a good exercise. It's use Chem Fiend to test your speed and do both bosses using Chem Fiend. You also could argue I could do Fireproof, but I have Dodgy and Lone Wanderer, but Dodgy alone does the exact same thing as Fireproof, except I take, my AP goes down, but because they buff Dodgy, the same enemy that hits you with whatever attack, they can't drain your AP for another 2 seconds, but in the meantime, you're still taking that full damage reduction, which is insanely crazy. It's amazing. I loved it. There's no use using Fireproof if you have Dodgy. If you have Dodgy, do not use Fireproof because you're just wasting, a perk that you're already having AP taken away from Dodgy. There's no point in using Fireproof when Dodgy does the same thing. But then when you have Lone Wanderer, added on to there, you're getting about a 44% damage reduction overall. You really don't need Fireproof. I'll show you my other variant that uses Ironclad and Lifegiver later. But for now, this is just my basic thing for Queen running, doing all that. Lone Wanderer, 20% less damage. If you didn't know, there's a difference between damage reduction and damage resistance. Damage reduction is always the stronger. It's going to be always the way strongest of the two. Or it's always going to be the stronger of the two. If you can have damage reduction is the best way to go. 20% less damage, 30% AP regen is massive, especially when stacked with full AP refresh set, which I do have. So it's very, very good. So blocker, a wanderer, that's crazy less damage you're taking from melee attacks. Happy-go-lucky, couldn't find an extra spot where to put this point. So decided to use this. So during the boss fights when you use Ballistic Block for more damage, Ballistic Block is an alcohol, and so during that 5 minutes that it is active, your luck increases by 2. You're saying, you have 33 luck, why are you using this? Well, if you do happen to catch the Blight from the Queen or from other random range attacks that hit you from creatures, you will get the Blight during that fight. You will get the Blight during the boss fight. And with the Blight, you get a -1 on all your specials, including luck. And if you have a 32 luck, you're not hitting those crits every second shot, so you're losing damage and DPS. But if you use Happy-Go-Lucky during that 5 minutes while you're fighting the Queen, you get the Blight, that's no problem because if your base was 33, now you have 35 luck. If you get the blight, then you have 34 luck during the fight because you're under the influence of an alcohol. And you'll still hit those crits every other shot because you have at least 33 luck still. So very good to have that in there. Very cheeky, very smart. I think I might just keep this. Tenderizer. This is a multiplicative 10%. This 10% is not the same thing as this. This is just additive. This is just like a 2 or 3 damage boost. This does the same thing as like 1 or 2 ranks of commando. It's just when you swap a target, it's just giving you plus 2 or 3. This 10% is a multiplicative 10%. This is like what is this? It's not 100 damage, obviously, but it's like 30 or 40. It's something pretty insane, pretty significant. Why you should be running Tenderizer. So this is multiplicative. Always run this. Nerd Rage gives you when you're on that 20% threshold. We call it the Nerd Rage threshold. It's what we call the bloody builds Nerd Rage threshold. You gain 40 damage resist, which is very good survivability. It's pretty important, pretty good. 20% damage, which is basically another rank of Commando, or another 3 ranks of Commando. So basically, this is like a 4th card for Commando. And then you're gaining another 15% AP regen over and above the 30% that you already have. Over and above that, stacking a full set of AP refresh, very nice. Demolition Expert. Sometimes, when I'm running silos events, I just use my laser rifle or explosive fixers. So I like to use this. It's very, very good for damage output. Not only that, but because I have all these cards on, Dodging and Wanderer, as you always see me do in my videos, I like to down myself before I like to down myself for the fight to activate Revenant for that extra 50% damage. So if I use an explosive fixer and I do not have Demolition Expert, nothing, absolutely zero is going to happen to me. I'm not going to take any damage from my own explosives because even dodgy alone stops my explosives. So me having this on too is going to completely put a halt to me being able to down myself. But with Demolition Expert, I can deal a good amount of damage while shooting my feet. It'll just take me like around 10 shots. I'm downed, which is good. It allows me to down myself before a fight. Get back up, switch my weapon to my regular commando. And because the weapon degradation is pretty bad without Gunsmith, I put these 5 here so I can run it and not have to. I can fix my guns for ages and ages and be fine, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just keep using it at 200% and use it for a while until it's gone, until it's broken. So this is important. I like having this here. You don't have to. If you like fixing your stuff, you like wasting repair kits, you can do so, but I'm a little bit OCD, so I just like to run this. Covert. Hold on. It is 7 p.m., so we go ahead and do this. Now, what you always want to do is you want to have Covert and Sandman equipped, but whenever it hits 6 p.m. in the Pip-Boy, you want to unequip Covert and re-equip it so that the order in the game, which the game calculates, is this first and this, like your sneak damage is 3.75. If not, you're just going to get, like a 3? And if you change this before 6 p.m., you're only going to get 3.5 when it hits 6 p.m. So you have to wait till 6 p.m., then switch it so you can get 3.75. Dodgy, survivability. It's pure, just one of the best survivability cards. Basically, all these survivability things I have here are literally emergency protocols not for the Blade build. This is literally your emergency protocols tanky right here. Adrenaline. After I down myself, or rather I should say before I down myself, right beforehand, take all my chems, buffs, down myself, get picked back up, re-equip my armor. Revenant's active, so I have a plus 50% damage, and then 25%, 15%, and another 15% from the chems. Then I make sure I have those scorches. You can see my technique. I like to shoot their feet so they stay right below the little platform. And right when the queen spawns, I jump up in the air and I just Gung Fu allows me to snap and just one tap each of them, getting this adrenaline within a second or two. And I get all of them killed. I got max adrenaline. I have maxed out on my damage so that when she lands off spawn, I can just lay into her and get her mutated as soon as possible. Sooner she mutates, sooner she gets up, the sooner I can get her down again and make full use of Revenant, because that 2 minutes passes by pretty quick if you're not paying attention. Just like Gung Fu, it got buffed, so it just snaps really fast to targets, so if you're shooting the mob, as soon as one thing dies, it immediately snaps you to the next thing, and you can just keep zigzagging and mag dump and kill an entire mob. Keep your adrenaline up. Escape artist. Rat Scorpion and Mole Rat catches you. If you're able to kill him in time, cool. Stand right back up. Run the other way a little bit. Crouch down. You're invisible for a brief second. Then you're back into sneak. Very important to have this. Bloody Mess counts. As I said, Pip-Boy, each number in the Pip-Boy in the long run of multiplying it and adding it, whatever, in the long run the output, it's significant. Tormentor, you gotta cripple the wing of the Scorch Beast Queen so she can land, because if you don't do that, she will not give a damn about you. And you guys have seen in quite a few of my videos, even when sometimes I'm trying to shoot her wing, when she doesn't cripple, you see how she just completely doesn't give a damn and she just flies the other way. Sometimes she's even flown into the rad zone and just doesn't care at all. Revenant goes away, chems go away, I'm frustrated, whatever. But you gotta have Tormentor and keep it at 2. It's your best chance, especially with the Quad Fixer. You're almost never gonna have a time with the Quad Fixer where she doesn't cripple. Because when she flies by you, you're laying in 80 rounds to her wing without reloading. She's definitely gonna cripple on one of those shots, so definitely have it at 2. Better criticals, it's at 30%. I could have it at 40, but I'm using the other slots. Sarge Jeans, critical savvy, so you can hit those crits every second shot when you have your luck at 33. And then we got quick hands. Because if you're using a quad with quick hands and it procs, you get another 80 shots immediately and don't even have to reload, and that's powerful, very powerful in a quad. So yeah, that's the build, that's the explanation. Now let's go show you the mutations. Adrenal reaction. Let's see what's going on here. Weapon damage, low HP, pretty simple. Bird bones, more agility. Reduce fall speed, I have a jetpack, but allows my jumping to be more smooth when the queen tries to run up and get over top of my head. I use my jetpack. If you see, I try to use my jetpack so I can stay at an angle to where my bullets will still hit her. Because if she goes right over top of you, your bullets ain't gonna hit and then you wasted ammo. So agility for sneak, reduce fall speed so I can stay in that air and still get a good angle in my shots. Eagle eyes, perception, which is fine, it doesn't not needed, but it has perception bonus. Then it has a crit damage bonus of 25%, which is very important for critical shots. Egghead, I like intelligence, I like XP, so I have it there. Grounded, it's for survivability. When I'm in the silos, I just run around with my laser rifle. Turrets shoot me, Assaultrons shoot me, they don't really do much to me, so that's why I have it there. Healing factor, stim packs, and when you're not in combat, you reach at health of 300%. Herbivore, so that my Blight Soup and all that can give you more crit damage. Soupial, increase the carry weight, but mainly that jump height, because there's a difference between not having Marsupial and having Marsupial. Get that good jump height to get on top of things, get on top of buildings, get on top of your tent, get that height above the queen. And Scaly Skin, damage resist, energy resist. It's always a plus. More survivability, Speed Demon. Move speed, very fast move speed, reload speed even faster. You stack this Speed Demon with a Ground Pounder perk, you're getting a fast reload, extremely fast reload. And let's see if I have it right here. I'm gonna go take it. Blight Soup. Take a Blight Soup. Take a bullets. Yeah. So now we're getting 40% crit damage, and we are getting that extra 30% crit damage as well from tons of bullets, stacking our crit damage to the max. So, and our gun for today, of course, we'll be using the quad 25-25 fixer, and the mods are built because it has the max ammo, best DPS no matter what over any other gun. We're using Prime automatic because automatic gives that automatic 50% reduction to AP costs, period. So now we're at 50%. And Then we use a Lion long barrel, forceful stock, swift magazine, reflex, and suppressor to even maximize the VAT cost or minimize the VAT cost even further. Then once you add the 25 less VAT cost, percent less VAT cost over and above that, it would seem like you're getting over 100% ever since they change it. In the Wastelanders DLC, it's no longer additive, but it's multiplicative. So, and it's capped. So we're only getting. So with all of these said, we're getting a maximum still of 83%, which is massive, especially with the weapon that has 80 bullets. If quick hands procs, you want to make the most of that quick hands procking, and you don't want to be low on your VATs, your AP. So you want to keep that AP up. You want that less VATs cost for this gun, especially. So that's what we're using for mods. Armor. Showed it once or twice, but using unyielding, AP refresh, food chem weight reductions. It's good. I actually love my 3rd star on my sets. But the main thing you want is unyielding AP refresh. Unyielding AP refresh, weapon weight. We got food drink again. Then we have weapon weight. Then we have another weapon weight. And yeah, these are all unyielding AP refresh. That's important. Now let's go shoot the queen. And I will see you guys in a bit. Alright. So we're about 2 minutes out. We'll get rid of the scorch piece, select normal. I can just freaking hit this guy. There we go. No chems, no buffs, just see how much we're doing. I have the blight, isn't that amazing? Oh, no worries, we're gonna have alcohol on and we'll be fine. We'll be just fine with our crits once we take the alcohol. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not catching no blight from you, dude. No can do. No can do. Dude, get your ass over here. These scorch beasts are pussies, bro. Whenever I press record, these scorch beasts just like to hide. S750 with no stuff on. Bro, just wait, let me get over here first. Dude, Leche, bro, wait for me, bro. Wait for me to get over here. Did you see their blocker? If I didn't have blocker, I'm dead 100%. Caution, alright, let's see what we have in this. Let's reload it. Let's reload this for sure so I can get my rads back. The ballistic block will give us that luck that we need. Shoot me some more, please. Gather round, peasants. Gather around, peasants. Gather round. Enough time. Gather around, fools. Overdrive first, tats next, block next. Put the armor on, life saving, 5 pieces is the best. Shoot the ground with demolition expert. And you die. And you don't get rezzed! Oh, how exciting. Oh, don't hit me. I just spawned. Oh, wow. Wow. Can't believe that actually happened. The chance was at 98% chance to revive. Revenant. Oh, do you work with me? Yeah, over here. Alright, I think we're good with adrenaline. There it is. Start shooting her. Make up for lost time here. Keep this adrenaline pumping. And you see the VATS cost is very, very low here. Keep it rolling. You don't see me. Pipe down. Dribble. Land again. There you go. And keep it going. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Keep it going. And we'll just use Gung Fu right there. Leave that. If this doesn't proc, we'll go ahead and use Executioner to finish this jaw. There we go. Very nice. That's actually good. I'm happy. We didn't use that much more health on my quad. Finish these. Hold on. What do we get? Nice. Screw you too, Queen. It's fine. See what we can get on this guy. Ooh, 1,190. Let's go. For base damage right now, 170. Yeah, Revenant's gone. But we had Revenant during that run, so that was good. Now we're still under the influence of alcohol, so you can see luck is there because we are indeed under 1 more minute of alcohol, Ballistic Mont. So we still have our luck at 34 now. Whereas it would be 35 without the blight. So that's very important for Let me show you something. If you guys didn't know, something about crits. I'm pretty sure it's 100, depending on if there's something in the way. So let me get further back. Look at that low percentage, right? Or let's see what to say. 16, 10, hit a crit shot, he's dead. There's this guy. No crit shot. Can you get in my view, please? Please, pretty please. Even at 60. 60, I hit him finally. A crit shot. Oh. I have to keep that. Now you know it now. I found that out, at least myself. I don't know if anyone else knew it before me, but I figured that out myself. 2 bullets for 1 shot with crits. You will hit 2, technically it's 2 crits. Dead. We have 1, 7. And these aren't even with Tenderizer and freaking, what's it called, active. Follow through. Which I've never shown my legendary cards, at least I don't think I have very much. These are my legendary cards. Follow through is a must, you must run it. But yeah, this is my setup right here. Let's see, if I use an endanger roll, I want to see what my just regular sneak damage is. Alright, so now I should hit him with the sneak shot. What is a regular sneak shot hit? 1097. Wow. Not even a crit. Let's see what happens to this guy. Oh, I missed that shot. Oh, I missed that shot. There we go. I didn't miss that one. Oh, 1300. And now we will test the... Oh, let's just... See how this does on the Ryler Queen. We have the blight, so we're gonna get a reduction in DPS because of the crits, but it's fine. We'll kill it. It's a quad. You're not gonna use near a whole mag anyways. Let's kill these fools first. Oh wow. Alright, Granny. Get out of here. See if we're using a danger roll on her. See what it does sort of damage resistance. Oh, it's that. I'm just gonna aim if she's a big target. Oh, she's a legendary. Oh, I didn't even know she was a legendary. I wasn't paying attention. Wow, that's a rare occurrence. There's nothing there. Wait, is there something else here? Oh. Anyways, that be. Oh, there is something down here. Ah, where are you at? Okay, as I was saying, that be the best as in, a tier uploaded. We basically have the same build, just alternative variants. I have a couple more variants I'll do videos on. If you guys really want to see me do variants that are for if you want to do like West Tech without sneaking, a build that will just completely, it's this build, but it can be standing up and you can survive the entire thing without a stim pack and you can just go through and you won't get any damage done to you. One for public events. Like I have a couple different variants if you guys want to see them. I'll definitely be more than happy to show them, but this would be the best build in the game, confirming everything that Tyr said in his video. This build, you can nerf damage, but you're not going to nerf our builds. You're not going to nerf us. Our knowledge is too great. You put things together properly, in a flow, in a proper manner, soloing bosses, one-tapping everything else in the Wasteland, still not a problem. I mean, pre-1 Wasteland, everything besides bosses, with just basic adrenaline and whatnot, you were hitting 4k damage, 7k damage on headshots. Which, I mean, that's insane, that's a great damage, but, like, those enemies still in the Wasteland, don't have that much health. The Behemoth has roughly 4k, Scorch Beasts have roughly 4k. Like, they're doing about 1k damage per shot right now in Sneak. You're not going to do more than, like, 4 shots. I mean, if you hit, like, a crit shot, it'll reduce it by, to 3 or 2. But, like, doing 1,000 damage on a Scorched, one-tapping him with 1,000 damage versus one-tapping him with 7,000 damage, doesn't matter because they don't have that much health at all. They don't have near any of those kind of healths. Even with the armor they have, it still does not protect from you one-tapping them. It's not going to. The armor Scorch Beasts have don't protect. The only thing armor does anything on our bosses, like Earl and Queen, with their damage resistance over and above that. But if you're using something like anti-armor or like just using the tank killer perk, you can punch through so much of that armor and get it to where you're still doing great damage. Not as much as before, but you can still kill them in just as fast as the time because it's just the way you put your builds together. It just works. It's as Todd Howard said. You put something together properly, you put your builds together in a manner that flows, and you use your buffs properly. You put your cards in a certain order, you have your guns, primed, and you have them modded for less VATS cost, and you just set up everything. You just take a little bit of time just to set everything up one time. You'll be good. You don't have to worry about anything, and you can just rock this build out and have zero trouble and have full fun. You could run through, I'll show you the survivability one. The survivability one, you could run through with the Vampire's Legacy Weapon or Vampire's Fixer or whatever in a daily ops, in a armor penetrating daily ops, and you could solo those things and get still elderly tier. I do it. I don't run daily ops hardly anymore because I just don't care, because covert's cool, but Secret Service is better. Recon's cool, but Secret Service is still better. Secret Service is the best light armor in the game. Can't argue with that. It's the best armor in the game. Best survivability. It has natural rad resistance. You don't have to worry about the queen giving you radiation. It is the best light armor in the game. None of them come close. The other ones are lighter, so if you want to argue for weight, sure, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't do anything for you. But other than that, rock this build, put it together, grind for it if you need levels. Use your XP buffs, which I'll show in a different video. I'll show the max XP buffs and the best XP farm. If you want to do within a week, you can get about 100 levels in a week if you really do this method properly. Especially if it's double XP, you could definitely get over 200-300 levels within a week just doing this method I'll show you. But grind for the build, get it. I'll do it one more time. You can take a picture. You don't have to rewind. Now let me go down here so you can take a picture. Sorry. Take a picture, screenshot. This is the best. This is my queen running boss run build. I'll show the other build in other videos, but other than that, this was a lengthier one. I did not think about making this today, but I was like, you know what? Jada really inspired me to make this video. I want to go on and further show that, if you have all these extra points, you don't know what to do with all these legendary cards that you maxed out, you can definitely increase in your survivability. As you saw at the beginning, I was getting surrounded by Scorched. I had no trouble getting through them. I popped maybe one stim, but that was after taking like a gazillion shots and a smack from a few of them. Other than that, like, the base build is still the same. Like, it's definitely, he didn't specifically show what a solo boss. He didn't specifically show certain things because it was a general video. He wanted to get the point out, but this is me just showing that with his build, what you can do to the queen. It's literally still just as good as pre-1. Not better, but you still do the same thing. You can still solo queens, earls in just as little time. So that was that. Hope you enjoyed it. Ask any questions if you need. I'll be more than happy to answer. And I will see you guys on the next one.